Greetings and welcome to another episode of A Crept from the 80s. Oh, lest I forget, it's a pandemically erotic episode of A Crept from the 80s. Hi folks, hello. Chris Seaver here. I know it's felt like a dragon's age since I've talked to you folks. I hope you've been enjoying the videos that are on there. Certainly all the new subscribers, thank you so much for coming by and checking this channel out. Checking the whole Crept from the 80s vibe and what we're all about. And it's a little bit of everything. The majority is my memories of growing up in the 80s and how I still love it and where I am now as a 40-something and all that good stuff. But I'm also a filmmaker. I've been making films for 29 years this year. Comedy, horror, silly, low-budget, offbeat stuff. And I sell and make movies as well. And you can watch one of them now on this channel, The Weirdsies. But yeah, so anyway, so thanks for all the new subscribers and all the people who have been commenting and enjoying the channel and all that good stuff. I recently became an affiliate for the documentary In Search of Tomorrow, the definitive 1980s sci-fi fantasy doc. And that is over now. It is now over. Last night, I believe, was the last time you could contribute, but I believe they are going to set up reservations so that you can get the Blu-ray down the road as well, like they did with this In Search of Darkness 80s horror documentary. So I want to thank anybody who did go and check out the Kickstarter for that and contributed to what is sure to be a magical and mystical and majestic sci-fi 80s documentary. We will have more on that down the road. But right now, I've been putting this video off, and there's a reason I've been putting this video off, and that's because I was waiting for some things to come in, and truth be told, some stuff still is not in yet. But this is a haul video that people seem to like, people seem to enjoy. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. And at first, it really was just media. It was Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff like that. But in waiting for other things to show up, some fans and friends have sent some things as well, which are in the toy variety. So we got that going for us too. Like many of you, I'm sure you've been doing a lot of shopping online, and my wife and I, we got our stimulus check, which was great, and we were able to pay off a bunch of bills, and we're gonna be getting a new couch for our living room, and then we were both like, let's have some fun money as well, so we both got some stuff we wanted. So I got a bunch of stuff from Amazon and Shout Factory, Scream Factory, all that good stuff, and Katie got a bunch of video game stuff, so we're going to show that off. And some of the stuff that these friends/fans have sent me, which are really, really cool and unexpected, and super, super nice of you. So let's get into it. So I have been wanting to, actually, this whole 80s room is probably going to get a redo at some point. There's some things that I'm planning to do that will give it even more of a 1980s bedroom/living room feel. I'm going to be doing some things, redecorating. And so I'm going to be getting a lot more posters of movies that I loved and grew up with and just adore and whatnot, this and that. And so one of those is the 11x17 Thrashin' poster. I got that. I love this movie. What do you thrash? What do you got? Josh Brolin, Robert Russler, 1986. Wicked dope soundtrack. Amazing cheesy Romeo and Juliet style skateboard movie. I love this movie. So I got that poster for in here. And I have already framed this This was one of my favorite cereals growing up in the 80s, and I wish it were still a thing because I can still taste it. And quite frankly, honestly, this cereal had a taste that was very similar to Captain Crunch. Or something like Pops, you know. But I am talking about Mr. T, the Mr. T brand cereal. We had Mr. T himself on the A-Team. We had Mr. T the cartoon, which is an amazing Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I love it. And then the cereal and all sorts of Mr. T stuff. But growing up in the 80s, I mean, Mr. T was just a part of your day, fool. Don't be T. There's already a T. Be yourself, fool. He pities the fool who tries to be Mr. T. Who can be T. Anyway, so I framed this. This is gonna go up on here. And then, ooh, now these I found. I went digging, and I'm gonna be showing off some other things too down the road. Like I said, I'm still waiting on a couple packages, so there will be another haul. Probably in another 2 to 3 weeks or so, I'll do another haul video. But, so when my son was younger, little, you know, little, he's 13, but when he was little, I gave him a lot of my 80s toys to play with, much now to my chagrin, because he destroyed a lot of them. But some he did not destroy, and some came out unscathed. So I went through some of the tubs of his toys, and I was able to retrieve my original 1991 Bill and Ted toys with their guitars. Their straps are long gone, but their guitars are here, and the figures are still in great shape for being accosted, and you know, who knows, God, you know, Crom knows what with River handling them and whatnot, but here they are, the Wild Stallions themselves, and still in great shape. So I'm glad that I found them, and I found some other gems of mine lost in those tubs that I will be showing you. But then they will go back on the shelves, and yay, huzzah! Now let's see. Let me, I guess. So, Uber fan Sean Pinkerton. He's a friend, he's a fan, he's a fan, he's a friend, he became a friend after being a fan. But he always randomly sends me things just out of the goodness of his heart, and he's a really good, genuine dude, and he knows so much of what I love pop culture wise, and this is no exception. He did it again. He sent me a giant box of Godzilla toys, and he knows I love Godzilla. My son loves Godzilla, and my son and I collect the vinyls and whatnot, but so he sent me a bunch of Godzilla stuff. You know, I gotta open this stuff. Matura, yeah, Matura. And some of these are repeats, so I can do some giveaways and just keep the original. But we do have a bunch of repeats. There's even more down there, but he sent a lot of this wicked cool Godzilla vinyl stuff. And it was awesome. It was very much appreciated. Out of the blue, he just said, "Hey, you got a package coming." I was like, "Okay, what have you gone and done now, Sean Pinkerton?" That's million. And just yesterday or the other day, this came in again. It was another, "Hey, you've got a package coming." This was off my wish list, and I couldn't believe that he got this for me just on a whim. But the Fly collection from Scream Factory, It's got the 5 Fly films, including the 2 80s films with shit ton of new special features, original features, everything. When this set was announced, I put it in my wish list immediately, and I had never gotten it. But Sean Pickerton got it for me, so thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Crazy. Alright, let's keep in line with pals sending me stuff. This, again, this was my buddy and Uber fan, Tom Strickland. He sent me a box. It came in today. And first, this card says, Chris, I just wanted to thank you and Caitlin for all your hospitality when I visited. I hope this package helps you get through this craziness. Very sweet. Such a good dude. Tom has sent me stuff before. Tom was on an episode of Crept from the 80s. He lives in Florida. And he sent me this amazing box of goodies. Look at this. The Blockbuster video card from the last remaining Blockbuster video in Bend, Oregon. He sent me that, which was awesome. This was crazy. He knows that it was on my list of... I've got like 3, maybe 4 more mask vehicles to add back into my recollection that I wanted and that I had when I was a kid. And this being one of them. Stinger. Stinger is here. It's not complete, but it's missing 2 of the pipe guns here. It's missing a gun that pops out here. And then Bruno Shepard is missing his mask, but I will track those down on eBay and I'll get them to complete this. But other than that, it's all here, and the mechanism still works. It still transforms, and this was awesome. This one I can take off my list of masks I still need to get. It was very surprising, and it came with the insert, which is awesome. That is so cool. He also sent me the Kenner/Hasbro retro repros of the Empire Strikes Back collection. These were the first Star Wars toys that I got, the Empire Strikes Back line. I was 3 years old when Empire Strikes Back came out, and 81, I was 4, and that's when I really start remembering toys and pop culture and things that I had. And the first toys that I ever remember playing with were the Star Wars toys and the Empire line, and here we go. So he gifted me the Lando. By the way, I'm not keeping these in their packages. These packages, other than trying to go for the original look, which is great, but I don't like the fake, you know, vintagey look. I don't think it's very good. I definitely don't. I hate these big ass retro stickers that they put on there. But the figures themselves are pretty much the original Kenner molds and everything and all that good stuff. So I'm taking them out and I'm just putting them in with my vintage collection. Which is, but so, huzzah for me. So Lando, we got Han, we got Leia, and Yoda. Now, let me tell you something. Going through the recollection and trying to recollect all my childhood toys, just these guys uncarded with their weapons and everything are so expensive. And now, I don't have to go through the rigmarole, especially Yoda with his snake and cane. Ugh, what a, I mean, you're paying 50, 60 bucks loose, and now I don't have to, which is fantastic. So that's what he sent me, and then I went out and got myself Bespin Luke, and Boba Fett. And this is, I believe, the entire first wave of the Empire Recollection line, the retro line. And I am assuming they're going to be doing it for Return of the Jedi, and hopefully that's where I will sort of fill in the gaps of the rest of the Jedi line that I need. I've done pretty well so far, but I mean this was incredible. This was incredible. Tom also makes some of the designs for our TeePublic merch page, teepublic.com. It Crept from the 80s. There's some stuff from Warlock Home Video, low budget pictures, It Crept from the 80s, and just 80s stuff in general that we got up there. So that helps a little bit, you know. So go down over there and check out that merch. And then this is a shirt that I got from Gutter Garbs. They brought back a couple of their Freddy designs, and I missed this one the last time. And my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie is Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. And so they had a pretty sweet Dream Master shirt that I wanted to get, and now they re-released it. So here we are with the new Nightmare 4 Gutter Garbs. They just are re-releasing a couple of their Friday the 13th releases as well. But, yeah, I didn't want to pass this up again. So I got that for myself. And now we will go through some of the entertainment. So, let's see. This is the 7th season of Different Strokes. Had to add to the collection. You guys know I love Different Strokes. Check out my TV on DVD 80s video down below. I also have Different Strokes Season 8, the final season, in my Amazon wish list. So I'll probably be picking that up and concluding my Different Strokes DVD sets. This is the Warner Archives release of Airborne. This is basically the early 90s version of Thrashin', but with inline skates. As Seth Green. It's terrible, it's cheesy, but I love this stupid movie. I used to have bootlegs of this. I had the VHS when it first came out. Yeah, Airborne. It's terrible. Jack Black is like a bully in it. But it's so bad it's good. So I'm looking forward to dipping into this in widescreen. And then finally, now I've had this release separately in each season down the road back in the day. This was a show I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite comedy television shows, and that is Strangers with Candy. This is the complete set. This has all 3 seasons, plus a shit ton of extras. Amy Sedaris is hilarious. I watch her show At Home with Amy Sedaris now. But this show was great. I watched it when it originally aired, and it's so funny, and it inspired me. And if you love absurd, stupid, ridiculous comedy, like I do, check out Strangers with Candy. It is so goofy and so wonderful. I also am going through and completing my Scooby-Doo, my 80s Scooby-Doo collection. Of course, I got the 60s, 70s, all that good stuff, but there was great 80s Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo was great in the 80s. So we got the 13th Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, the complete collection. Picked that up for real cheap. A lot of the Hanna-Barbera discs are pretty cheap, so I've been rocking through those, and you know, filling in the holes of my collection. I'm a Hanna-Barbarian. So I had ordered probably I think it was a 5 or 6 Blu-Ray / DVD order from Shout Factory, and for some reason only 2 of them came in, and those I'm waiting for the rest. I don't know. I ordered these in April, and I don't know what's going on, and I've sent emails and they don't respond or everything, but 2 of them showed up. So I love the Munsters, and I have the complete set, but I wanted their new release of Munsters Go Home. I am really excited to watch this on the home theater screen, and it also comes with The Munsters Revenge, a 2K scan of that movie. This has got audio commentary with Butch Patrick and Rob Zombie, but I'm really excited to dip into it. I've of course seen this. It's you know, if you're a Munsters fan and you grew up watching it, you've seen all these, and if you've got the set, it's part of the set, but I wanted to see the cleanup. And yeah, I'm excited. I love the Munsters. And I had to get Robocop 2. I recently got the Arrow release, which is insane, of Robocop. And I love Robocop 2. There's lots of people who don't love I definitely don't like Robocop 3. But Robocop 2 is a movie that my Uncle Greg and I saw several times in the theater. We loved Robocop. And when this came out in 1990, we went to see this like at least 3 times. I had the poster on my wall. My Uncle Greg and I would go back and forth. He would take me to like crappy movies. Or it would be like a give and take. I would say, okay, we're going to go to this movie. He'd say, no, we're going to go to this movie. And then it would go off and on. So, you know, he'd take me to Rocky whatever, and then I'd say, well, no, let's go see Predator whatever, and he'd say, okay, and then Child's Play 2, and all. It was just back and forth. Anyway, we love Robocop 2. I love Robocop 2. It gets a bad rap. It's kind of underrated, but I'm looking forward to dip into the Scream Factory release of this. It's got a bunch of features. I'm excited about that. Shamo. Now, if you could just get the rest of my order in, that would be magical. Because of how impressed I've been with Mill Creek and their Andy Sedaris releases on Blu-ray, I have to get all of them on Blu-ray. Not all of them are great, but I want to have Andy Sedaris in 1080p on my big screen. It's just something I need. I love his stupid movies, and I want to make Andy Sedaris films. Man, boobs, bush, butt, steak, bullets, blood, my God. So I have added to my Andy Sedaris Blu-ray collection from Mill Creek, Do or Die, and Guns. Now, if you haven't seen an Andy Sedaris action film, you need to. These are ridiculous. They're so much fun. So over the top and silly, and they connect. It's like the MCU before the MCU. All of the films connect. They've got their special features that they had in the DVD releases, which I also have. But the cleanup on these is so awesome, and Mill Creek has done such a great job. I had to have them, so I am recollecting the Andy Sedaris collection in Blu-ray. Ooh, this one I immediately pre-ordered when this was announced. There was rumblings about it beforehand, and the excitement was swelling and making my pouch bigger and bulgier. This is finally the 35th anniversary of Just One of the Guys, and it is now out on beautiful Blu-ray, and I can't wait to look at this and check out the release, check out the picture and sound, and it's got a filmmaker and cast commentary. This is one of my favorite 80s movies of all time. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I saw this growing up, and whew, the scene, you know what I'm talking about, that scene that helped me become a man. and probably broke a lot of my pause button, the pause buttons on my, my VCR. But yeah, I watched this movie, and now I can finally get rid of my crappy DVD, which wasn't in widescreen, but this is in widescreen, and I can't wait to check it out. Do yourself a favor. If you're an 80s nut, you love this movie. Come on now. Billy Jacoby, as the brother, the wisecracking brother. Friggin' Joyce Hauser is the reason you're watching this movie. Oh my God, this movie. Oh, I love this movie. Okay, I got this because it is one of the trauma movies that I actually love. And when this was released on Blu-ray, I put it in my cart, and I finally pulled the trigger. I'm talking about Terra Firma. It holds a special place in my heart for several different reasons. One, because I love this movie and it's really great. And two, this was around the time that 99, 2000 was around the time I first struck up a friendship with Lloyd and the Trauma team. And for 10 years after that, it was a very fruitful and fun and crazy wild time in my life, both for Low Budget Pictures and for me meeting so many amazing people who I cherish to this day, who were involved in the Trauma team and involved in this movie. And I love Trauma's War, but my favorite Trauma movies are Toxic Avenger. My favorite Trauma movie of all time is Class of Nukem High. And then Terra Firma is added to the favorites list. It's not vast, you know, the list of Trauma movies that I actually love and still cherish, but those are the ones that I own, and I had to have Terra Firma in my collection. On Blu-ray. Now this one I didn't get. This one I got in March for Katie's birthday. This was one of the presents I got her for her birthday. She loved this. Her family and her, you know, they grew up watching this and they taped it, and it's very, you know, it's very of the time. But Stephen King's The Stand has been remastered for Blu-ray, the miniseries by Mick Garris. So she loves it, and so I got it for her, and we're gonna rewatch it and listen to the commentary and all that good stuff. And yeah, it's a great miniseries. I don't love it as much as I love the It miniseries, which, whew, man, I loved that growing up. Taped that. Anyway. Another movie that I don't know why I didn't have sooner. It took me forever. It was one of those things where, one of these days I'll get it, you know? It wasn't going anywhere. And then it became out of print for some reason in the US, and then I had to get a import version of it, and this one's from Second Sight, but this is the Short Circuit Blu-ray with special features. I love this movie. Again, this is one of those, can't tell you how many times I saw this movie growing up. Holds a special place in my heart. It is one of those 80s gems that came out, and I saw it with my friends, the Sarahs, that family that I was very close to growing up. Nick Sarah, Jen Sarah, Doug Sarah. But Short Circuit is a classic, and I'm glad it's finally in my collection. Same goes for this movie. I love this movie. My aunt and I went to see it in the theater, and I was bawling at the end of this movie. I was 10 years old when this came out, but I love this movie. I'm trying to get my wife to watch it. Of all the things that I've shown to her and she's enjoyed, and the things that she had never seen and then ended up enjoying, for some reason, when I say, come on, let's watch this, you'll like it, she's like, no, that movie looks so dumb. I'm talking about Harry and the Hendersons. I love this movie. It is so good, it's so heartfelt, it's so fun. Rick Baker won an Academy Award for the Harry creation. Kevin Peter Hall is Harry. He's also the Predator. He's also in Misfits of Science, one of my favorite television shows of all time. I'm gonna get her to watch it, but you know, this is like a $5 Blu-ray. I wanted it on Blu-ray, and now I have it on Blu-ray. So, in that same vein, I love this movie. I love her. She is an icon to me. Growing up in the 80s and being a horror fan and being a horror kid, monster kid, you definitely tuned into her. And I'm talking about Elvira. And then she transitioned, of course, into the motion picture. And I had to get it. I had it, you know, I've had this movie on VHS. I had it on DVD when it came out. And I got the Arrow release of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And this has a shit ton of special features. I cannot wait to get into this. I just love Cassandra Peterson. I love the Elvira character. Of course, adolescent horror kid. I mean, wowza. I wrote about her extensively in Clint Kelly and our script for Treat or Trick. There's a lot of Elvira homage in that script. And this is just a fun, fantastic film, and I'm glad to have it now on Blu-ray with all these special features. I can't wait to dip in. I will stick to, let's see. This is an underrated Hammer film, but I love it. I know Josh Swire, my good buddy, shares the love of this film with me. This is Hammer Films' Plague of the Zombies. What can you say about Hammer that I haven't already said? Sumptuous atmosphere, the gothicness, the horror, the blood, the boobs, the butt steak. It's so wonderful and just, you just want to drink it in. And I love Hammer films, and I've got a Hammer collection, and I wanted to add Plague of the Zombies for a while. Finally, I have the Scream Factory release, and I'm very happy, and I can't wait to dig in, check out the transfer, and of course the special features. Now, this might surprise people. I love this movie. I grew up loving this movie. This also is celebrating its 35th anniversary. I did talk about it in our 1985 35th anniversary video that is on the channel. But yes, I grew up watching this movie on different movie channels, and I rented it, and I was shocked to see that they were going to put this out on Blu-ray. But I'm talking about Brewster's Millions. This is a Shout Factory release. It has extras. It's got the original Brewster's Millions on here as a bonus feature. I love this movie. This is so good. Growing up, you know, as a kid watching a movie like this, you were just like, you mesmerized and excited about how you would react and how you would spend the money that Brewster has to spend. And I don't know, I just think it's a great comedy. John Candy, Richard Pryor, so good. Again, I'm going to dip into this, and I'm going to get all the nostalgia feelings. It's fantastic. I had to add, this is a modern, and to me, a modern classic. You've probably heard Casey and I talk about these movies, but we are unabashed lovers of the Bad Boys films. Bad Boys 2 even more. So we were one of those idiots just waiting and waiting and waiting years and years and years for Bad Boys 3. Always kind of joking about it that, oh, you know, we're going to make a Bad Boys 3 and this and that, and it's coming. And Destruction Kings was sort of an homage to the Bad Boys and Monster Squad and everything. Teen Ape and Bone Jack. So we both, and of course we went out to see. This was actually, no, this was the second to last movie I saw in theaters before the shutdown. I'm talking about Bad Boys for Life. Here it is. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was, to me, it was perfectly in sync with the other two Bad Boys films. Didn't skip a beat for me. So I'm excited to have this and watch it again. I only saw it one time in the theater. And it's got features and bloopers and all that stuff. Bad Boys for Life. I'm going to get into that. Ha ha! Lowry. Now, I had this initial release when it came out. When the initial Blu-ray came out. I saw this movie 3 times in theaters. I absolutely loved it. And now I have the Scream Factory version. And I want to get thick into this. Check out the transfer and just check out these new interviews that they did. But I love this movie. This was a return to form for one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I'm talking about Sam Raimi and his movie Drag Me to Hell. I love this movie. And I love that it has the ending that it has. I'm not going to spoil it. But damn, it's such a good movie. You know, people, I don't know how you can't watch this movie and feel that it is true, pure Raimi. I love it. And I can't wait to show River this movie because I think he's going to be shocked and bummed by the end of this film. So, yeah, love it. And other than the, you know, the other package that Scream Factory still needs to send me, that is my haul. My recent haul for the pandemic 2020. You know, our region has just started their phase 1 of reopening. Things seem to be going okay so far. We're still doing what we need to do. You know, my wife is out there. She's a pharmacist. She's still got to be in harm's way, but we're taking the precautions that we need to take. The masks, the gloves, the sanitizing, the washing the hands. We're doing our part, and we hope you guys out there are doing yours, staying safe, staying healthy. There is plenty more Crept from the 80s to come. I know these episodes have been few and far between, but I thank you for sticking around. And we have so many videos on this channel that you can go and entertain yourselves with those videos, and hopefully not leave, and be enjoying it enough that you stick around for these videos. Now, truth be told, just in a couple hours, I will be shooting another video of Crept from the 80s with my cousin Casey on family ties. We're going to be talking about family ties. And our relationship with that amazing, seminal 80s television show. So, but thank you. Thank you for watching the haul video. Thank you for jumping on this channel. We are close to 800 subscribers, and that is amazing. We thank you so much. This channel is never going to be a monetized channel. This channel is for the love of the 1980s, the love of pop culture, the love of all the geeky things that I love, and hopefully you like-minded folks are enjoying it as well. And that's what this channel is going to be. It's going to be back and forth, cooperative. We're you know, it's not about money. It's not about any of that shit. We talking straight up nostalgia and the love we have for it as adults and our memories as children of the greatest decade of all time. So I thank you, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming by and always talking with us and giving your comments. Let me know what's going on, man. Let me know let me know in the comments what you think of all this stuff. Do you have some of this stuff? What do you think of this entertainment? Does it get you wet, erotically excited? Put that tip to bone? You know what I'm talking about. Friends, that's it. Thank you again. Ernest and I have to go and eat something, and then we're going to come back and do the video with Casey, and keep, you know, keep yourself safe, keep yourself sexual, and we'll see you on another pandemically erotic episode of A Crept from the 80s. Until then, never let the wind in your sails exceed the strength of your genitalia. That's what I tell everybody. All right, guys. Bye!